Hello once again everybody, it's the medium Kahuna coming right back at you again. Looks like a lovely day around the neighbourhood. It's quite a nice neighbourhood, very quiet today. Time for the second episode of the Wonder Van. It's been a slow process, but the process continues. I'll take you inside. The floor is done. The floor is actually done. I did the floor with 12mm structural ply to keep everything as light as possible. I figured there's going to be a lot of cupboardry and everything going over parts of it, so I've reinforced the underneath with big sort of offcuts that I've done with the same pieces of ply. Just where it joins, a lot of offcuts joining it and a lot of screws, and it's come up good. And my priority is lightness, so I didn't want to put 20mm ply everywhere where it didn't need to be. Check out the big ass windows. They were a mission to frame in and everything, but I had leftover aluminium that I pulled out of the roof, so I had the stuff for it. It was just a matter of making it work. $50 for the pair. I've got these bottom two panels pulled out because they were pretty rough. I do want to replace them with something like a scratch panel, but I want to be the only caravan in Australia that doesn't have any checker plate on it anywhere. Checker plate just isn't going to suit this van, so I'm not going to do it. Have a look at the roof in this thing. It is fiberglass, and I want to keep this roof height. I don't want to lose all of that. That's way up there. So I'm going to think about doing some paneling on the outside and waterproofing up in here and making it look good. So there's like a curve up in the middle. Or another thing I've thought about doing is using bamboo screening, outdoor bamboo screening, just to put in a big curved roof that sticks in these rails and just goes from one side to the other. I don't know what size it comes in and how possible that is, but yeah, it's worth a thought, I reckon. This window here is going to get bigger. That in theory is going to be a big bench and a servery window in case we ever go to festivals and act like hippies and want to serve drinks or something. Whether that'll happen or will ever happen or not, who knows, but a big window with a big bench in front of it can't be a bad thing in the long term. This is going to be the kitchen area. I wanted a big window. I don't go for this whole thing of having cupboards all up in front of your face, 50 cupboards in a caravan that you never needed at home, and you can't see outside the van. So yeah, I'm going to be looking straight out is my plan. So what I'm up to now is electric stuff, working with a friend to get all the electrics done. But apart from the electrics, I've done everything. Well, I will be doing every bloody thing. I'm not sure about these panels at the side yet. I think I'm going to go for smooth aluminium, like just an aluminium that looks like the Airstream kind of look. But if it ever gets all scratched up, I could hit it with some sort of bed liner or something like that as well, I figure. But check out the joy of an all aluminium frame. No rot in there anywhere. No rot at all. And all of this timber, I've got a policy. I'm ripping out every piece of timber. I'm not going to leave anything bigger than a matchstick in here. So this old timber in here, this is going to go. I've only left it in to support sort of while I'm doing other things. And I'm actually going to try and use this space back in here. I've got to insulate, but why lose 250 mils of usable space when it could be a great bookshelf or something like that, or the bed could recess in there, or who knows. But I'm going to try and use all of the space. This thing is stylish, man. I'll try and show you in the back. The fiberglass has suffered damage, but check that beauty out. That's how they did it in 1970. So I don't know how long it's been since the last video or whatever. Had a lot going on, but all the steel in the bottom done the right way. The floor is in. I did a really watery mix of the paint. The first coat, real watery, and it's soaked in like water. But that's how you waterproof it. Got the deal of a lifetime. That's why it's this color as a mist tint. Bunnings $115 down to $25. All that anti-mold, micro, all of that stuff, all the good stuff. So I just keep my eyes out for the bargain. I don't mind what colour the floor is, and I don't mind that colour either. So slowly but surely, work's keeping me busy. But it means when I come back to it, I'm not sick of it. The glue's dried, and I can do things some kind of properly. I just like the big window idea. Look at that space up there in the fiberglass. That's got to be good for a shelf recessed back in there or something. But this whole idea of having a big row of cupboards all along here in front of my face, I'm not doing it. Not doing it. I might even actually add more window. You know, another big window there at some time. I'm going to route the wiring and everything around it, so if we decide to, I can put a big window in there. These things here, the patches I've done, just silicone, they are just offcuts from where I cut out the windows bigger. They're the right shape to follow everything, and I'll tell you what, that silicone glued it on, so it's never coming off. So that's the backing for outside when I do a whole heap of repairs. That's the backing for the filler, and I can just use a big spatula and follow the contour of each side of it and try and get that shape right. The other side, for a 50-year-old van, she's not in too bad a shape. Could have been a whole lot worse. And I think a lot of these dents are actually from towing. I mean, not from towing, but from like mowing around it, stuff like that. People hitting it with a car rather than any sort of towing damage. I don't think she's ever been towed much in her life, but lived in a lot. Alright, that's episode 2. Medium Kahuna. I'll keep going slowly.